Today, I'm going to go over some portrait tips. We're going to talk about facial proportions. That means the distance between the different parts of the face and the size of the different parts or features of the face. So some people have been working on portraits in class, and some people have worked on it with me previous years, and some haven't learned about this at all yet. So thought this would be a good time because you can spend time in front of the mirror to really look at your face and understand how all the features fit together. Or you can even draw a portrait of someone in your home, your family members, or it can be a generic portrait. Generic means it's just a portrait of anyone. It doesn't have to be of a real person. So here we go. We're gonna start with, oops, I already started here, an oval for the head. And the top of the head is wider than the bottom, because the bottom we have our chin, so the top is going to be wider. So it's kind of like an egg upside down. Don't worry if you're not comfortable with the shape right away. You can always erase parts and readjust, or this is a great part to have a grown-up help you with, because once you have the head down, you can do the rest yourself for sure. So if you have any questions, you can always email me or call me during my office hours. I'm sure you have an adult in your house who's willing to help you with this. The next part is we mark the eyes. Now remember, this whole thing is not a face, it's the whole head. So up here you're gonna have hair, and then the forehead, and then eyebrows and eyes. So the eyes come down halfway on the face. So we're gonna make a really light line there. You can make it dotted if you want, because this is a line that we're going to erase later. This is just letting us know where the lines are. Next, we're going to make another very light and dotted line down the middle to help us make sure we keep our features centered and not accidentally off to the side. Okay, let's start with the eyes. The eyes are one eye width apart. So that means if you had an eye here and an eye here, the distance in between is the same as one of your eyes. So it's almost like 3 eyes in a row. Okay, so we're gonna mark, I think my eyes are that long. So, and that's goes to here. Okay, so these spaces are equal. This is the space in between our eyes. Now we're gonna connect this. I make a curve like a rainbow for the top and a curve like the rainbow for both tops and for the bottom. Same thing. So it kind of looks like a lemon shape because it's almost like an oval, but it has corners, pointy corners, okay? All right, so now we know where our eyes are. We can gently erase, very carefully erase this line. All right, now, if we want to keep it simple, I'm going to do a simple version here and a challenging version here. On the simple side, I'm going to go ahead and draw the iris, which is the colored part of your eye. And I want you to notice when you look in the mirror, the top of your iris is covered by your eyelid. You don't see the whole thing. If you did see the whole thing, you would look really surprised. So when we're relaxed, we don't see the whole iris. And now we can draw the pupil. Okay. On this side, because this is my challenging side, it's going to look a little funny because they're going to be different. But on the challenging side, I'm going to add some more details. I'm going to add a tear duct. I'm going to add my water line, so it's that's parallel, a line that's parallel, very close to the bottom. Now I'm going to add my iris and pupil. And I'm going to add one more detail, an eyelid. This is not an eyebrow, so this is very close to this part of the eye. It's just your lid, okay? So now what we can do on both sides is add eyelashes. Eyelashes tend to go away from the center of the face. Okay, so you can leave your eyes like this or like this, okay? Now for eyebrows, we are going to make it look realistic by adding little hairs, but what helps me to guide it is to first just draw in a very, very light line of where I want to put my eyebrow. Now, I've noticed a lot of people stop their eyebrows here, but if you look in the mirror, most people's eyebrows come all the way out past this corner the outer corners. We're gonna make sure it's nice and long. And then you can add little hairs. All right, and that's it for the eyes. We're gonna move down now. We're gonna measure again from the eyes to the chin, halfway, and make a tiny little mark there. That's where our nose is. I'm gonna do a simple nose and then a challenging nose. For a simple nose, especially if you're a beginner with portraits, you can make a little curve like that. You can make it coming to the side. Maybe you can make a little L shape. Okay? Now for more advanced artists, we're going to make at the notch, we'll start with a tiny curve like we did before. I'm going to zoom in here a little. A tiny curve, and then we show the nostrils at an angle, right? We're not looking at them straight on, so they're not going to look like circles. They're going to be little squished ovals. And then the part of the nose that comes around the nostril curves up and up, like a set of parentheses. Let me draw that again over here in case that was a little tricky. A curve, oval, oval, parenthesis, parenthesis. Okay, I'm erasing the top part of my line. I'm gonna leave this one down here because I haven't placed the lips yet. And then you can add the bridge of the nose. All right, moving on to the lips. We're measuring again, halfway between the nose and halfway between the nose and the chin. We're gonna make a little mark. Now this time, this is not where the lips are centered. This is where our bottom lip goes. Because if you look in the mirror, go ahead and look in the mirror. This upper lip part, everything above your lips, is a lot shorter than your chin. So our lips are a little bit above the center of this space. So this mark we made, which is halfway, is your bottom, the bottom of your lips. Now we're gonna add the part of our lips. Now, how wide do I make the part? Well, you don't have to draw this part, but let me show you. If you make a dotted line coming down from the center of your eyes, that's how wide the lips are gonna be. And I know sometimes it feels funny to draw a line that wide and you think, oh my goodness, that seems way too big. But if you look carefully in the mirror, you'll notice our mouth is actually, it's quite wide. All right, next up, we're gonna add the little Cupid's bow or the little indentation at the top of lips. And now all we have to do is connect that to the ends, and we connect this while curving it to the ends, okay? Now you can make any adjustments now. I think my chin's a little too pointy. I'm gonna erase this dotted line, maybe flatten and round out the chin a little. Okay, cool, we're doing great. So now, we're gonna add the neck. Now, one mistake I see for beginners is making the neck really skinny. Our neck is quite wide. It's almost as wide as our face. And our shoulders are a whole head distance out. So in this case, my shoulders are gonna go off the page. And I'm gonna draw a little t-shirt line. Okay, next up. Ears. Ears line up with the eyes and the bottom of the nose. It's so cool how all the parts of the face are able to line up with different parts. It's almost like we were meant to be drawn. I love about drawing portraits. Okay, there are the ears. Now you're gonna draw your hairstyle, and this is tricky. You really have to look in the mirror to look at your hair or look at someone in your family's hair, or with your parents' permission, you can look at different hairstyles online. But remember that our hairline is gonna start around here. So we don't just draw hair coming from on top. This is not all forehead, only this is forehead. So if I'm gonna draw a shorter hairstyle first. So if I was drawing hair that's very short, I have to remember there's hair on the sides. Even if you cut your hair really short, you still have hair there. It comes down a little bit from the hairline. And then here I have it. It comes a little bit above the head too, because our hair is not totally flat to our scalp. Okay, so that's like a really short hairstyle. Now, if I wanted to show long, we'll leave that to take a look. You can always rewind to see this again. For a longer hairstyle, I'm still not starting, we had the top of the head was here. I'm starting a little lower. That's where I start. You need to cover the top of the head. I'm going to erase some of these short hairs so that I can give this person now a long-haired look. Or medium long. Okay. And you could even make it go in front of the body, behind the body if it's really long. If you wanted to make wavy or curly hair, let me show you on this side. You could do wavy hair like that, and you can even show different sections of waves. And you don't have to draw all the hairs in. You can kind of just imply or suggest that there's more hair there. And if you want really curly hair, we'll do that over here now. Whoops, almost dropped my pencil. Okay, we can make more of a curl pattern. You can even show some ringlets at the end. Some ringlets popping out. But notice I'm not really scribbling. I'm choosing where to put my curls. Okay, so this is a curly side. This side I kind of left straight up here, and down here is wavy. If your parents also do this with you, you can look up more YouTube videos for hair. Thanks.